Hi everyone, Chrissy here today, and I am going to show you how to make a fun card kind of focused on dogs using some decofoil and some Gina K supplies. So let's get started. I created that one first, and now we're going to do a different one, but using similar techniques. So I stamped that cute little image. It's called Doggy Kisses from Art Impressions. I stamped it in black ink, and then I just used clear embossing powder, and I did that to protect it. So I added the powder on there, and then I used my heat gun, and I activated the powder, and then that makes it kind of nice and shiny, and at the same time, it protects the ink. So I'm using alcohol markers here. These are Spectrum Noir alcohol markers. Any type of medium will work to color this in. If you don't have markers, you can use colored pencils, you can use crayons, you can use whatever your little heart desires. I'm just showing really quick how I do color things in with alcohol markers. I lay kind of the first lighter layer down, and then I go in with a darker color. If there's a medium color in between, I will use that to blend the two. If not, I just come back in with the light and then blend it in with the dark. So you can see I did the dog's body, and I'm also I put this foil here because I'm kind of trying to match like the little accent pieces in the stamped image to the foil. So I grabbed it because I knew I was going to use that. I love the rainbow decofoil. Who doesn't love the rainbow decofoil? It is probably my favorite. Oh, it's hard to say it's my favorite because I really do like so many of them, but it is definitely one of my favorites. I use it probably way more than most people should, right? But I pulled that aside because I decided that I wanted to try to match either like the blue or the pink. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. And it turned out this marker that I had matched it fairly well. So then the last thing for me to do was color in that cute little teddy bear. So I'm going to color that in, and then I'm going to fussy cut it out. I'll start kind of briefly talking about some of the other supplies that I use while I'm coloring here. I also use the Gina K foil mates, and you'll see that that's what I use for the sentiment. So I just want to talk about these real quick. They're pretty amazing. You don't have to worry about stamping or anything like that. You get the pack of foil mates, and some of them have sentiments, some of them have backgrounds, and really all you do, and I will show you, these are the foil mates right here. You can die cut it out. You can just cut around it. You can do whatever you want. You lay it inside the parchment paper. Now what I'm doing is I'm putting powder on it just because I did have lotion on my hands, and then I touched it by mistake. I have found that, and this can be a good thing or a bad thing, if you touch it a lot and you have like grease or oil on your fingers from your natural oils, or you have a lot of lotion, the foil doesn't adhere as well. So it might be cool for a distressed look if that's what you're going for. But if you're not, I just use the powder or a chalk pouch, and then it foils perfectly fine. There's no black or anything that shows through. So now I'm also going to add some of this decofoil transfer gel. This is another thing that I feel like I probably use too much of. I think like almost all of my projects have this in it. And I'm going to combine it with the rainbow decofoil. So you see what I'm talking about here. I can't stop. I love this transfer gel. So I just adhered a piece of cardstock down with washi tape and my stencil, and then I just put the transfer gel over it with my palette knife. So if you don't have a palette knife, that's okay. You can use like a folded piece of cardstock or anything else. Just make sure you clean everything off right away because it is pretty sticky, and it does dry fairly quick. I let this dry about 45 minutes to an hour. You can use a heat gun if you want. I just don't necessarily recommend it because it can kind of bubble and act weird. So you can see I added the foil onto the transfer foil. That's running through my laminator right now. You can see I pulled off the foil from that little foil mate sentiment. And I picked that because a dog, a true friend, actually the foil mates are called True Friend, so I figured it was perfect. Now you can see that I have that left over. You can keep that. Definitely keep that. You can use that for other projects. When you have like that negative piece, definitely keep it. You could even put it like on toner paper, and then you have like the negative of it. So don't throw away your used foil because you can keep using it over and over again. You actually get like a double use. So now I'm just using foam squares to adhere that panel to a regular, this is standard card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, folded at the 5 1/2 so it's top folding. I'm using more 3D foam to go ahead and add that cute little sentiment on there. And I did, when I die cut it, by the way, it was with the rectangle large stitch dies. I should mention that. That is also Gina K. So I'm just putting it up a little bit higher on the card because I want to leave room for that cute little dog. And so for the bottom part, I'm going to use the small 3D foam squares. On the top part, I'm just going to use my XL tape runner. And so it just kind of sticks to the bottom of it. Just pull it off, and now I'm going to adhere it on. You can see it's super easy to do. This stuff sticks so well. So once it's on there, it's on there. You don't have to worry about it ever coming off. And there is the finished piece. They both match. I think they're perfect for Doggy Day, our best friends in life, right? Thanks so much for stopping by, and make sure to follow us on Instagram and all over social media.